There's too much noise in the bag space. This channel is about cutting through it. I'm Zach, and visionswell is about products and principles for a simple, serene life. Today, we're looking at one bag, honest takes, no shilling, because I'm on a mission to own less and only own what actually matters. And apparently that mission requires reviewing a ridiculous number of bags first. You get my take on what this one is, who it's for, and where I'm landing on it. Let's get into it. I have to tell you something before we start. I actually reviewed this backpack 8 months ago, and in the months since, I kept finding myself thinking about it, missing it honestly. The kind of missing where you keep almost reaching for a bag in your rotation, and then remembering that it isn't there anymore. So I brought it back. This is a re-review of the Pioneer Carry Duration Pack, only this time it's in olive green. And the reason I'm doing it is because my first take on this bag didn't fully land on the value that I only ended up understanding later. Sometimes you need distance from a piece of gear to really see it. Some context on my history with Pioneer, because it definitely matters here. I've been through a lot of their catalog, basically their whole catalog. The Panda Pack lived in my life for a long time and became one of my favorite packs that I've ever carried. The Savant was another one that earned real time. I tested the Ray Pack too, and I really appreciated those cool little jeans pockets on the front. Pioneer as a brand has been quietly delivering for me across multiple bags, which is not something I can say about every manufacturer. When a small independent brand can go 3 for 3 on packs that I wanted to spend real time with, that definitely says something. The Duration Pack is the one I've come back to. Not because it's the flashiest of the four, not because it's the most technically ambitious, but because the profile, the pocket layout, and the understated visual of it fit my life just a little bit more precisely than the other ones did. Holding it now, the first thing I notice is how the fabric feels. Pioneer developed their own in-house material, that 840 Mandarin, and there's this rugged, purposeful texture to it that still looks professional and separates it from the mass-produced stuff you find on other packs of every price point. It doesn't feel technical the way X-Pack or Ultra feels technical. It feels like a fabric that was engineered for the specific job of being a bag that you carry every single day. The olive green I want to talk about for just a second. It's not that tactical green of surplus store camping gear, and it's not that sage that every design brand seems to reach for. It's a deeper, richer, more grown-up kind of green. And then Pioneer paired it with these black zipper tracks, not fabric matched, deliberately contrasting. And this whole bag reads as something that was styled, not just sewn. Small choice, big impact. The proportions of the pack are what pull me back to it. It sits on the body without shouting. It looks appropriate in an office. It looks appropriate and slim on my back walking through an airport. Very few packs work across that many contexts without feeling like a compromise in at least one of them. This one definitely does. If you're the kind of person who wants a pack made by a smaller US brand that's thinking super hard about materials, details, and longevity, and if you value visual restraint over feature maximalism, the Duration Pack was built with you in mind. Let me talk about how it actually holds up in day-to-day use and why it's a consideration for the Hexad or my final 3 backpacks and final 3 sling bags that I determine painfully at the end of the year. Let's take a look. So I have this bag loaded out with a 1-week personal item only travel loadout, and then I'll also show you how it works for my EDC. So if we're talking about the travel loadout first, let's take a look at how I have these pockets loaded out. So you have these 2 front quick access pockets with the nice zippers. If I open the top one, got my Pioneer Carry Passport wallet, my Pioneer Carry Bifold wallet, cell phone, and this is just a large open compartment with no internal organization. And then the bottom one, you have a little bit of extra volume. It puffs out a little bit more. So I was able to fit my Sony over-the-ear noise-canceling headphones. And then there's a little slide pocket in here, as well as their neat little key leash. I like that it's olive green, and I like instead of like a little cheap plastic clip, it's all nylon and it has that nice little satisfying buckle to it. Really nice key leash. And in the slide pocket, I just have my human gear spork and my nano bag. So it's nice to have this extra room in the front. Then if we move to the top of the bag, you can open up this laptop compartment. There's a little sleeve in the front here that you can slide other gear into, or a tablet or something, and it is suspended. And in there, I just have my little leather notebook set up. Then I have my laptop in my Orbit Key hybrid laptop sleeve, 13-inch MacBook Pro. So it's a really nice overall tech compartment. Although the main part in the back, the sleeve has a false bottom, but the back part does not. So just keep that in mind. But because I use this Orbit Key hybrid laptop sleeve, it doesn't matter to me because it has some protection there. Nice beefy grab handle on top with 2 little attachment points. On the side, they have this nice little luggage tag, which I'd never use, but I kind of like the visual interest that it draws. It's also removable, and you can just use this as a little attachment point if you want. All the zippers also have these little attachment points at the end, or you can use them as a counter pull point to open and close the zipper easily. So then in the main compartment, talk about the beaver flap first. There's a little zipper pocket here that's a nice stretch mesh, has those same nice YKK Vislon zippers. I don't have anything in that pocket right here, but there's also a little slide pocket behind it that makes for a good top of the compartment quick access pocket. And in there, I just have my Bellroy cinch pouch with my med kit. Then in the main compartment, I have my favorite packing cube, my Able Carry packing cube, the large one with a week's worth of clothes in it. I have my Evergoods Cap 0.5 with all of my tech, like my Anker Prime charger, my Sony noise canceling earbuds, bunch of different cables, dongles, extra pair of headphones, stuff like that. Then I have my Matador flat pack zipper toiletry case with all my toiletries, as well as this little shoe compartment. And this has my Zuzu barefoot sandals, really packable, small barefoot sandals. Love these things. And you can see there's a little slide pocket in the back here. There's also some attachment points on the inside if you wanted to put like gate clips or anything to put like cinch straps on the inside. You could easily do that. And I did have something in this beaver flap pocket. I just forgot about it. And it's my Bellroy Laneway sunglasses pouch. So there you have it. Just the slide pocket right here. The little zipper pocket up there. And a slide pocket behind it. I do wish the internal material wasn't so black here, as well as in the laptop compartment, so it gives a little bit more contrast. It's not the end of the world, but it's just something to note. But the interior compartment is plenty spacious for a 22-liter bag, so I think this thing is really beautifully designed. And just in case you're wondering, no, there's no external water bottle pockets. And then as far as the carry system goes, these straps can be a little bit stiff, but they do break in over time. They definitely did in my Panda Pack. It's like the same kind of strap. And it doesn't have a sternum strap, but that Timbuk2 one I've mentioned before for the Panda would work perfectly here. So if I really wanted a sternum strap, I could always add one, but there's not one included. And then you just have a luggage pass-through on the back, nicely padded back panel with some aeration. So overall, a really well-designed, really beautiful backpack. Now let's see how it fits the rest of my EDC as opposed to a travel loadout. So for my EDC, I like my Evergoods Cap 2 that has my mouse and my other gear associated with my laptop. I also will need my med pouch, so I'll put that back where it lived before. My sunglasses, because I always need sunglasses, and my reading glasses. So that'll work perfectly in there. Then I also like to bring my portable mechanical keyboard, so I'll slide that in the back here, close that up. Then in this front large pocket, I can put my EDC pouch that I went over in my previous video. This is my go-to EDC pouch now. Throw that down there. And in the top pocket, I'll put my wallet, nano bag, spork, and my cell phone. Fits in there beautifully. And I also almost forgot, in addition to that EDC pouch, I'm going to put my leather notebook setup in this pocket as well. And then in the back, obviously, Gonna put back in my laptop. And boom, I'm ready to go to work, ready to get some stuff done. And it's absolutely perfect for EDC just as well as travel. And the thing I really love about this bag is that it stands on its own as well. So that's a really nice feature to have. It's not a must-have, but it's just a big feature plus for me because if I'm at a cafe, if I'm at the airport, I can easily stand this on its own and I don't have to worry about it falling over and flopping over and constantly having to readjust it. The organization is where I've really come to appreciate this pack more than my first review. The zipper pockets have volume without eating into the main compartment. I can put things where I want them without playing Tetris. There's a specific pocket depth to the exterior pockets that keeps items from shifting around when I sling the bag on and off, which is just like a luxury for me. The in-house fabric holds up beautifully. It hasn't picked up any marks or anything, no fraying at the corners, no wear at the strap attachment points, no fading of this olive green yet. It still looks great. One moment stands out from the retesting period. I was at the library working through some reading. I got up to grab a book from the stacks, threw the pack over one shoulder to bring my things with me, and moved through a couple of narrow aisles. The pack behaved perfectly. Didn't catch on shelves, sat close to my body, felt balanced even with the weight distributed unevenly across a single shoulder strap. I didn't think about the bag for the next 20 minutes. That's when I remembered why I missed it. It disappears into the mechanics of your day in a way that a lot of packs never manage to do, and its slim profile means it doesn't get hung up on a bunch of stuff when you're walking around. And as you can see with my earlier pack out for personal item only travel, the duration pack fits my loadout comfortably, handles being under an airline seat without fighting me, and looks appropriate walking through terminals. It works both as an everyday commuter and a real travel piece without compromising either job. As far as the honest downsides, I want to call these out. There's no sternum strap, as I mentioned. On heavier days or when I've been walking a while, I do notice that omission, so I just add that Timbuk2 third-party strap. There's also no external water bottle pocket like I mentioned, so if you like your bottle accessible on the outside of the pack, this will require an adjustment. You'll either need to stash it internally or just carry it separately. And as I mentioned before also, the straps run kind of stiff. They're structured to hold their shape, which keeps the bag looking sharp, but the trade-off is that they don't have that soft, broken-in feel of some other premium packs right out of the box. In my extended carry, they've relaxed a bit, but they still have a somewhat formality to them. And then these YKK Vislon zippers, as I mentioned in the threshold review, leave a small visible gap even when fully closed. Functionally, the pack is secure, nothing's really falling out, but if perfectly sealed zippers are a psychological requirement for you, this kind of sits like a small imperfection. None of these things pushed me away from this pack. In fact, my re-review is happening precisely because none of these things mattered enough to keep me from missing the bag. But you might weigh them differently than I do, and that's important to understand. So let me get to where I'm landing on this because it's a bigger conclusion than my first review reached. Pioneer Carry is a brand that's built something rare. They're small, they're US based, they make their own fabric, and they build packs that don't chase trends or optimize for any specific niche. The Panda Pack, the Ray, the Savant, even the Threshold, and the Duration all share something quiet and somewhat consistent. They feel like the work of people who genuinely care about carry as a category, not people who are just trying to hit one specific market segment. The Duration Pack expresses that ethos in the format that I personally connect with the most. The visual restraint is part of what I love about it. Pioneer could have went over the top adding features. They chose not to add a sternum strap or water bottle pocket, and I think it reflects their philosophy of what a pack should be, whether you agree or disagree. Fewer things done more purposefully, not everything for everyone. Something specific for people who like that kind of specific. The critique lives exactly in those places. If a sternum strap is essential for your body, or the type of loads that you typically carry, this pack definitely costs you. If a water bottle pocket is a daily necessity, this pack also costs you. I don't want to pretend like those things don't matter. While they don't matter to me in every situation, they may matter to you for specific reasons, and I want to acknowledge that. But for the rhythms of my life, coffee shop days, office days, library afternoons, walking around an outdoor festival, hiking, personal item only travel, this pack fits more of what I actually do than most of the packs I've tested. The re-review is a real update from my first take. Time changed my read, and I want to say that out loud. Here's where I'm actually landing. This pack is in genuine consideration for the hex ad. That's definitely not something I say lightly. The hex ad is 6 bags, 3 backpacks, 3 shoulder carry items or slings, and it's really, really, really hard to make those decisions with how many awesome bags I've gotten the chance to test out. I've been thinking hard about which packs will earn a permanent slot, and I still have 5 months to go, but man, is it hard to narrow down to 3. It's been a real mental gymnastics exercise. But the duration pack keeps making its case. The profile, the pocket layout, the subdued visuals, the way it handles both my daily rhythm and my travel style, these are the reasons I keep wanting to come back to it. If you're the person who has been considering Pioneer Carry as a brand, or who has been looking at the duration pack specifically, my honest recommendation after 8 months of distance is that it's a serious backpack worth serious consideration. It won't be for everyone. Pioneer bags are a little bit pricey, so you have to be willing to spend that budget and see the value in it. If not, I totally understand. But this thing gets out of the way, solves your friction points, and lets you just carry your life. So if it's within your budget, within your style preferences, within the type of backpacks that you like to carry, I definitely think it's worth at least thinking about. And that's my updated take. As far as my life ramble, I'm sure you've noticed on this channel that a couple times I've resurrected bags that I originally got rid of. The Tortuga got resurrected like 2 times, but it's because there's something called bagrettes, what people call bagrettes. You get rid of a bag, you keep thinking about it, it fit a niche in your life that maybe you didn't realize at the time. And it's worth looking back on those things and seeing if they fit into your life more now. You're not the same as the person you were yesterday, as I mentioned in that Theseus's ship analogy. So sometimes your tastes change. Sometimes your lifestyles change. Sometimes a bag that you didn't want before, you want now, or you need now. And the duration is one of those for me. As far as the Hexad, the development of the Hexad, 3 backpacks and 3 shoulder carries or sling bags, I honestly have like 2 of the 3 nailed down for backpacks, and I already know what the slings are gonna be. So something is really gonna have to change my mind between now and December to make me reconsider that. And as of that date, every single bag that's still in consideration but didn't make it in gets gifted, donated, or sold. And I'm actually looking forward to it. Even though it's gonna be painful, I'm gonna have to choose between a couple bags that I really love. It's something that I'm seriously committed to, and I can't wait to present it to you guys. I also have an upcoming video where I'm gonna go over some of my favorite coffee table books. And I know my Evermuse videos, my inspiration videos never do as well as my bag stuff or my EDC, and that's fine. Sometimes those videos are just for me, but I do implore you to check them out if you're interested, because I do try to present things that really mean something to me, and maybe they'll mean something to you. So it's worth at least giving it a shot. If not, totally understood, but I'm still gonna make them because sometimes I make videos just for me. Anyway, the duration pack, under serious consideration. Absolutely loving this thing now that I have it back in my hands, and it's definitely gonna be a tough decision, but I think this one has a good chance of making it in. Thank you as always for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and watching in general. Please enable notifications so that you don't miss anything. And with all that being said, I will definitely see you in the next video. Take care.